For centuries, Kerala's traditional homes have stood as marvels of architecture. Naturally cool in the scorching summers, built to withstand heavy monsoons and in complete harmony with nature. But today we have strict sustainability benchmarks set by the Indian Green Building Council, IGBC. So here's the big question. Could Kerala's ancient homes, built long before modern sustainability standards, actually meet or even surpass today's green building certifications? Or have we lost something along the way? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about site selection. The IGBC says buildings shouldn't be constructed in ecologically sensitive areas like forests or wetlands. They must be close to public transport and designed with pedestrian-friendly pathways, while soil conservation is mandatory. Sounds impressive, right? But Kerala's traditional architecture had already mastered these principles centuries ago. Vastu scriptures emphasized selecting land based on natural energy flow, water availability, and soil quality. Our ancestors had a deep understanding of land selection, using techniques that ensured long-term harmony with nature. One of the oldest and most fascinating techniques involved observing cows. Free grazing cows would instinctively rest in areas with positive energy and fertile land. This was considered a natural indication of a good place for a home. Similarly, the presence of thriving fruit-bearing trees signified nutrient-rich soil ideal for human settlement. Even the slope of the land mattered. A gentle eastward or northward tilt was preferred to maximize exposure to morning sunlight while minimizing harsh afternoon heat. This simple yet effective principle naturally improved thermal comfort. The soil quality was another crucial factor. Different types of soil were tested by touch, smell, and even sound. A firm, resonant ground when walked upon signified strong, stable land. The ability of the soil to retain moisture without excessive dampness was also a key factor, ensuring the land could support agriculture and prevent flooding. Water availability was paramount. Traditional site selection ensured that fresh water sources like wells, ponds, or natural springs were nearby. The ability of the land to naturally collect and retain water was tested by planting fast-growing seeds and observing how quickly they sprouted. This practical test helped determine whether the land was fertile and suitable for long-term habitation. Another fascinating concept was the natural energy flow of a site. Water movement around the land was carefully studied. Land that naturally allowed water to drain in a circular manner was considered auspicious, as this pattern was believed to enhance positive energy and prosperity. Homes were never built in areas where water stagnated or flowed too rapidly, as these conditions were seen as unfavorable for human well-being. Today, modern cities struggle to implement these time-tested principles because land has become scarce, expensive, and often poorly planned. Rapid urbanization has led to construction in flood-prone and ecologically fragile zones, which our ancestors would have carefully avoided. Moving on to water efficiency. The IGBC demands rainwater harvesting, water-efficient plumbing, and complete wastewater recycling. But did you know? Kerala's ancient homes already had a sophisticated water management system. Traditional Kerala homes were designed with courtyards collecting rainwater from sloped roof and were built with porous flooring that allowed rainwater to seep into the ground, replenishing natural aquifers, separate wells for drinking and bathing, ensuring hygiene and long-term sustainability. Bathing wells, known as kokkaranil, were distinct from drinking water wells, reducing contamination risks. The placement of wells followed the principles of Vastu Shastra, prioritizing hygiene and positive energy flow. Certain directions, such as the northeast, were considered ideal for well placement, while inauspicious locations were strictly avoided. Ponds were strategically located to serve both functional and ecological purposes. They helped in rainwater harvesting, acted as natural reservoirs, and provided water for household and agricultural use. Unlike modern borewells that deplete groundwater, these ponds naturally replenished water tables and maintained ecological balance. One of the most fascinating aspects of Kerala's traditional water conservation was the Kav system, sacred groves filled with dense vegetation. These spaces were untouched by human interference, allowing fallen leaves and organic matter to form a natural mulch that enriched the soil and retained groundwater. The roots of massive trees in these groves acted as underground reservoirs, holding water and slowly releasing it into the earth, preventing depletion. Yet, today, borewells are draining groundwater faster than it can be replenished. Urban expansion has led to the destruction of Kav, ponds and deforestation has accelerated water loss, making sustainable water management more challenging than ever before. Now, let's talk about energy efficiency. IGBC states, energy efficiency is a core principle of sustainability, and it emphasizes reducing energy consumption, utilizing renewable sources, and maximizing daylight. But long before energy ratings and efficiency charts, Kerala's traditional homes had already mastered these ideas. Take the sloped tile roofs, designed not just for aesthetics, but to reflect sunlight and prevent heat buildup. The central courtyard, more than an architectural statement, it flooded the house with natural light, eliminating the need for artificial lighting during the day. High ceilings and aligned window placement for cross-ventilation kept the interiors naturally cool, while thick laterite walls and natural wood partitions absorbed heat during the day, maintaining a stable indoor climate. And then there were the trees, meticulously planned around the home to create a microclimate of comfort. These weren't just random plantings. Kerala's traditional wisdom dictated specific trees for specific directions. Elanji and Arayal to the east, fig and tamarind to the south, Naga tree to the north. Their purpose? Shade, cooling, and even soil preservation. Ancient texts like Vrikshayurveda advocated tree planting as an ecological duty. It wasn't just about shade, it was about sustaining life. Ancestral forests were planted in memory of the deceased, ensuring that these green spaces thrived for generations. This wasn't just faith, it was an early form of conservation. Over time, these protected spaces became lush sanctuaries, supporting biodiversity and maintaining pleasant microclimate. Now, let's talk about the materials themselves. IGBC encourages the use of local, recycled, and non-toxic materials. But Kerala's ancient homes were already built with these principles in mind. Material selection in traditional homes also played a key role in sustainability. Locally sourced laterite, timber, and lime plaster were not only environmentally friendly, but also offered superior thermal insulation. Unlike modern cement structures that trap heat, these materials kept homes cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Even the polished red and black oxide flooring, a staple in old Kerala homes, was a natural, durable alternative to modern synthetic tiles. Walls were coated with clay and herbal extracts instead of chemical-based paints. The craftsmanship was meticulous. Wooden joints were interlocked without nails, allowing flexibility during seismic movements. Even weakened disassembly and reuse easily. The problem? High-quality timber is now scarce, and regulations favor synthetic materials over traditional ones. Finally, let's talk about indoor air quality. Kerala's traditional homes are masterpieces of natural design, ensuring fresh, pure air without the need for modern technology. These homes breathe with nature, creating a cool, comfortable, and healthy indoor environment. At the heart of this brilliance is the open central courtyard. It acts like a natural air chimney. Hot air rises and escapes while cooler air flows in, keeping the interiors well ventilated. Large wooden windows and high sloping ceilings with attic spaces enhance cross-ventilation, preventing stale air from getting trapped. Even the vent-shaped clay-tiled roofs have small ventilation gaps that help regulate airflow, making the entire house feel airy and fresh. Humidity control is another key element. Unlike modern concrete walls that trap moisture and heat, Kerala's traditional homes use clay, laterite stone, and lime plaster, which naturally absorb excess humidity and release it gradually. This prevents dampness and mold while maintaining a pleasant indoor climate. The polished wooden floors, often made of teak or wild jack, add to this effect, balancing moisture and preventing fungal growth. Nature itself plays a huge role in air purification. Traditional Kerala homes follow the ancient science of plant-based wellness. Tulsi is often planted in courtyards, filtering the air and repelling insects. Neem, bael, and ashoka trees surround homes, absorbing toxins and improving oxygen levels. Many houses were built near sacred groves, dense patches of trees that act as natural oxygen hubs, cooling the air and fostering biodiversity. Smoke-free air was also a priority. Kitchens were often separate or semi-open, allowing smoke from wood-fired stoves to escape easily. And to naturally purify the air, households used sambrani incense, neem leaves, and herbal fumigation, eliminating bacteria and keeping the home fresh. Even the choice of flooring and paints contributed to cleaner air. The iconic red and black oxide floors not only look elegant, but also prevent dust accumulation and bacterial growth. Walls were coated with lime-based, herbal-infused paints, avoiding synthetic chemicals and ensuring toxin-free interiors. So, can Kerala's ancient homes meet IGBC's green building standards? The answer is yes. Site selection, water efficiency, energy efficiency, materials and resources, indoor environmental quality, innovation and regional priority, all these basic criteria they have considered. But to make them truly IGBC Platinum rated, we could merge the best of both worlds by blending passive cooling techniques with modern innovations like solar panels, energy efficient lighting, smart home automation, and by replacing expensive materials to modern sustainable alternatives. Thus, we can craft spaces that are not only technologically advanced but also environmentally responsible. So, as we push forward with modern green buildings, perhaps it's time to look back. Kerala's ancient homes weren't just relics of the past. They were blueprints for a sustainable future, where architecture coexists with nature rather than competing against it. The answers have been here all along. We just need to listen. Do you think we should revive these traditional building techniques? Do you want me to create a detailed episode for the same? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more insights on sustainable architecture.